Hello, and today I am going to read you this story. It's called Captain Abdul's Little Treasure, and it's by Colin McNaughton. You can see there the pirates on the front. I wonder what this story is going to be all about. And there you can see the title page. Right, so kaboom! One fine summer's morning, in a little port on the south coast of England, a pirate ship called the Golden Behind was laying at anchor. The ship belonged to Captain Abdul and his crew. They had come into port to stock up on provisions, rum, gunpowder and sherbet dips, that sort of thing. Later that day, the pirates had an appointment with the Spanish treasure ship. A gentle breeze ruffled the Jolly Roger and fanned the sleeping face of the poop deck. Percy was on watch duty. Suddenly, an explosion shattered the peace, and a cannonball knocked Percy out of the crow's nest. Can you see? I wonder what is happening. Goodness me. Arr! Roared Captain Abdul, rushing out of his cabin and tripping over the chest. Who left that there? And who be a disturbing me beauty sleep? Firing cannons, I'll have him strung up by his ears from the yardarm, that I will. Over by the powders. Oh, me poor leg. The crew came rushing up onto the deck, which was lucky for Percy, but not so lucky for the crew. Who'd be attacking the Golden Behind? Bellowed the captain. Let me get 'em, man on 'em. He looked out to sea and saw a ship disappearing over the horizon. Cowards! Howled Captain Abdul. Come back here and fight, curse ye! Oh, are ye swabs? Treasure! Gasped Percy when he saw the chest. Maybe it's full of treasure. By the powers! Roared Captain Abdul. Why would anyone be leaving treasure? It's not Christmas. Maybe we should open it, Captain, suggested Spanish Omaliti. Aye, hissed the captain with a greedy glint in his eye. Percy, open it! But Captain, trembled Percy. It might not be treasure. It might be something dangerous. Open it, curse ye! Ordered the captain. So Percy opened it. I wonder what's going to be inside. A baby! Yelled poop deck Percy Plop. What? Yelled the crew. A baby! Yelled Percy. A baby! Yelled the crew. Yes, a baby! Yelled Percy. Are you deaf? A baby, a bairn, a sprog, a whippersnapper, a kid, a tinsy wincy, itsy binsy, tiddly widdly baby. Well, chuck it over, bro, growled Captain Abdul. You can't do that, Captain, protested Percy. It's against the pirate rules. Rule 53 says you can't chuck a baby overboard unless it's got a tail and smells fishy. Because then, like as not, it's a fish or a mermaid, in which case you can chuck it overboard. Or into a frying pan, depending on your mood. Yum, yum, drawled Khan. The really nasty mermaid and chips, my favourite. Can you see the baby? I wonder why a baby would be on a pirate ship. A note, cried Percy, was under the baby. It's from your wife, Captain. It's from Mrs. Abdul. What? Hissed the captain. What does the old battle axe want? Percy read the note. Abdul, I'm fed up with doing all the work around here while you are out playing with your mates. So me and the other pirate wives have hired a ship and gone off for a week's pirating. Look after my little treasure while I'm away. If one hair on his head is harmed, you hairy, great, smelly tub of lard, you'll have me to deal with. He takes after me. He's delicate. Signed, Doris. How could she do this to me? Howled Captain Abdul. I'm a pirate. By the curse of Blackbeard's flaming whiskers, how can I make a living if I'm stuck here in port looking after a baby? What's that woman thinking of dumping an infant with a bunch of fearsome pirates? The baby started crying again. Now look what you've done, scolded Percy. You've upset him with all that shouting. What's the matter, ickle baby? Has the big nasty man frightened you? There, my little treasure, the baby gurgled with pleasure. Ah, sighed Percy, isn't she cute? He cute. Of course he's cute, he takes after me, said Captain Abdul proudly. We're as close as any son and dad has ever been. Oar! So what's his name? Asked Percy. No idea, replied Abdul. We're not that close. Avast! Laughed Captain Abdul. Oh, ha, ha! Found him some proper pirate clothes in the stores, declared Percy proudly. Must have got shrunked in the wash. Fit him perfect, the crew cheered. Well, what'll we call him? Asked Walker the Plank. He needs a pirate nickname. How about Little Treasure, suggested Percy. After all, we did find him in a treasure chest. The crew agreed that this was a fine nickname for a pirate baby, but the captain started grumbling again. I'm Abdul, captain of the Golden Behind. I'm a pirate. I'm hairy and scary with more bits missing than a second-hand jigsaw. I fights, I steals, I drinks rum. I do not babysit. I've got a reputation to think about. I'll be a laughingstock of the pirate world. Oh, come on, Captain, said Percy. It can't be that hard to look after a baby for a few days. Arr, curse it, said Abdul. I suppose you're right. Divide up the crew into babysitting teams. Percy, make sure he's looked after every day. Which day will you be looking after him, Captain? Me? Bellowed the Captain. Why, you mutinous dog, I'll be keeping an eye on all of you. I'll be supervising. Said Percy to himself. I thought so. Pirates, bellowed Captain Abdul to his crew. Babies stink. Babies wobble when they walk. So do I after a few bottles of rum. Babies eat pies. No, they don't. They eat pork chops. Line up and introduce yourselves to Little Treasure and tell me what you know about babies. When they're finished, the captain, clearly impressed by the depth of their knowledge, declared them all to be baby experts. Don't be stupid. Babies eat the stuff that comes out of cows. What, cow cats? No, you mumskull. Milk. Babies can't speak proper English. Not what we can. Or. Bert's little treasure at dinner that night. I'll teach you to eat your sausages so quickly, hooted Captain Abdul. Swashages, whooped Little Treasure, and the pirates fell about laughing. Percy, slobbered Abdul, have you worked out the babysitting stuff? Aye, Captain, said Percy. Me and the lads have all kinds of plans. Good, growled the captain, because I'll be supervising. Well, Little Treasure, 7 days of being babysat by the hairiest, scariest bunch of pirates this side of the Spanish Mains. What do you think of that? Swashages, whooped Little Treasure, and the pirates fell about laughing. Come here, you little villain, spluttered Captain Abdul. Wait till I get me and you. Thus the crew of the Golden Behind awakened the following day at the crack of noon. What happened? Gasped Portobello Billy. That little hooligan there sold off me wooden leg while I were asleep, thundered Abdul. Good job. You didn't go for your leg, Captain grinned Billy, and the pirates fell about laughing. Today was Walker the Plank, and I'm all right. Jack's turn to babysit, so Abdul hopped off to get a spare leg. They showed Little Treasure how to tie sailor knots. He turned out to be rather good at it. They asked him what he wanted for supper. Swashages! And the pirates fell about laughing. And when it came time for bed, they sang him off to sleep with a little pirate song. Captain Abdul's gone to sea, silver buckles on his knee. A pirate's life, the life for me, bonny Captain Abdul. Captain Abdul's brave and bold, never does what he's told. Sail the 7 seas for gold, bonny Captain Abdul. Captain Abdul's fat and fair, sail the seas without a care. He'll come home a millionaire, bonny Captain Abdul. Boo! The next day, day was the Spanish Omar Letty's turn to babysit. They played hide and seek. Captain Abdul supervised. When they asked Little Treasure what he wanted for supper, he cried, "Swashages!" and the pirates fell about laughing. And when it was time for bed, Spanish Omar Letty sang him off to sleep with a pirate song. Abdul, he had a hook for a hand, and a hook for a hand had he. He used to scratch the fleas in his clothes, and he used to pick his nose, he did. He used to pick his nose. Ugh. Ow, ow, ow! Cried hard-hearted Henry Hawkins the following day. Take that, take that, take that, squeaked Little Treasure. Henry had decided to spend his babysitting day teaching Little Treasure the noble art of sword fighting. Big mistake! When they asked Little Treasure what he wanted for supper, he whooped, "Swashages!" and the pirates fell about laughing. And when it was time for bed, hard-hearted Henry Hawkins sang Little Treasure off to sleep with a pirate song. Oh, the grand old Captain Abdul, he had 10,000 men. He sailed them over the 7 seas and he sailed them back again. And oh, how the ship would rock and the jolly old wind would puff, and how the ship would roll when the jolly old sea was rough. And when they were up, they were up, and when they were down, they were down. 10,000 seasick going up, 10,000 coming down. Shark! Barked Captain Abdul. Holy mackerel! Fishy wishy! On day 4, Bully Boy McCoy and Yard and Pitts couldn't think what to do with Little Treasure until Captain Abdul suggested they go fishing with him. So they dangled him over the water on a fish hook. You dozy pair of kippers, bellowed the captain, and he sent them to bed without any supper. When Abdul asked Little Treasure what he wanted for supper, "Swashages!" and the pirates fell about laughing. And when it was time for bed, the captain, who sang him off to sleep with a pirate song, "Dance to your daddy, my little laddie, dance to your daddy, my lad. You shall have a fishy on a little dishy. You shall have a fishy when the boat comes in. Dance to your daddy, my little laddie, dance to your little daddy, my lad." Pooh! Gasped Khan, the really nasty, on the 5th day. Khan was playing horsey and with Little Treasure. "He stinks," howled Khan. "We'll change his nappy, you great soppy sack of seaweed," roared the captain. "No fear," cried Khan. "I'm not going near the rear. It's only poop," reasoned Abdul. "Don't blame me, Grim Percy. Give him here," grunted the captain. "I'll change him." "No way," panted Khan. "Not with that hook of yours. You'll puncture him." "I suppose I'll have to do it," he said. When they asked Little Treasure what he wanted for supper, he said, "Swashages!" and the pirates fell about laughing. And when it was time for bed, an exhausted Khan fell asleep before Little Treasure. So Little Treasure sang himself to sleep. And this is what he sang. "Clibbity clobbity horsey, all around the deck. Baby done a poo-poo down the horse's neck." That's a bit silly, isn't it? Whomp! On day 6, Riff Raff Rafferty and Portobello Billy taught Little Treasure everything they knew about gunpowder. Oh dear. "I got my first tattoo when I was 3. Yeah, and I was 3 when I got my first eye patch. Come to think of it, I was 3 when I already had a wooden leg. Arr!" Captain Abdul told them to play something safer, so they played football. They showed him how to divide up treasure. 2 for you, 2 for me. They wanted to give him a tattoo, but the captain said he was too young. Maybe next year. When they asked Little Treasure what he wanted for supper, he said, "Sausages!" and the pirates fell about laughing. And it was time for bed. They sang Little Treasure off to sleep with a pirate song. This little treasure went to market. This little pirate stayed at home. This little pirate had roast beef, and this little pirate had none. And this little pirate went, "Ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah," all the way home. Kaboom! The 7th day began with a bang. "Captain," yelled Percy as he fell from the crow's nest, "your wife is back." Falling off the crow's nest again. "Oomph!" gasped Bully Boy McCoy. "I wish you'd stop doing that, Percy." "Where's me baby?" boomed the captain's wife. "Here, look what you're parking that ship," roared Abdul. "Watch the paintwork." "Where's me baby?" repeated Doris. "Where's me little treasure?" When Little Treasure saw his mum, he let out a whoop and hooted. Mama, mercy her! Doris fell about laughing. Aye, cried Captain Abdul proudly. I've taught him to speak proper English. And what do you think of that? Not bad, grinned Doris, considering you're as thick as 2 short gangplanks. Ha ha! There's the mama pirate. Abdul, bellowed Doris, come here. She grabbed hold of father and son and gave them a huge cuddle. Go off, howled Abdul. Go off, squeaked Little Treasure, and the pirates fell about laughing. Well, said Doris to her baby, I can see you've been well looked after. You look as fit as a butcher's dog. What have they been feeding you? Sausages, whooped Little Treasure, and everyone fell about laughing. Me and the girls a fantastic time, said Doris. None of us wanted to come home. Just wait till I tell them what a good babysitters you lot are. They won't believe it. Without another word, she leapt back onto her ship with Little Treasure under her arm. Dumbstruck, the pirates watched as Doris and her crew tied up their ship and barreled into town like a horde of football hooligans. There was silence on board the Golden Behind. The pirates mooched around the ship, kicking things, bored and miserable. The captain told jokes and no one fell about laughing. Abdul tried to rally his men, but they just weren't interested. Truth is, Captain, sighed Percy, the lads are missing Little Treasure. Aye, he was hard work, much harder than pirating, that's for sure. But everything just seems boring without him. Captain Abdul had to agree. That night, a black cloud of gloom hung over the Golden Behind. Come on, lads, we've got to get our minds off Little Treasure and go on onto Big Treasure. If we're quick, we might just catch that Spanish treasure ship. Kaboom! Captain, yelled Percy as he fell from the crow's nest the following morning. The ship is full of babies. Little Treasure clutched a note and it read, Dear husbands, you've all done such a good job looking after my little treasure. We've decided that we can trust you. With all the other kids, we've gone pirating. Ooh, signed Doris and her crew. Who would have thunk it, groaned Abdul. The Golden Behind is a nursery. I'll be laughing stock of the pirate world. Ooh, that I will. Ooh. But looking at the wonderfully happy sight in front of him, he grinned and roared. So what? We're pirates. Ooh, we don't care what anyone thinks. And what do you want for your breakfast, shipmates? Sausages! Whooped the pirates, large and small, and everyone fell about laughing. That night, when everyone was asleep, full of dreams and sausages, and certain someone tied a Jolly Roger nappy onto the figurehead of the Golden Behind. Little tinker, chuckled Captain Abdul the next morning. Big stinker, hooted Little Treasure. Oh, that's me boy, roared the captain, and the pirates fell about laughing. I hope you enjoyed that story. It was very funny, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.